Yo, what's up, guys? It's been a while since I've done an orb tier list, so let's get to it, guys, and rank all the orbs in all-star tower defense. Before we do though, make sure to hit the subscribe button. We're getting a new co-unit, guys, at 300k subs, and we're so close, guys. Let's see if we can get it before the end of the month. But make sure you guys also use star code BLAM when buying Roblox or Premium. Shout out to Cloudy X7. Thank you guys so much for using the star code. And if you guys want a shout out, just let me know if you use my star code in the comments, guys, and I will get you your shout out. All right, guys, let's start off. So we do have 3 new orbs. We have the controlled samurai, the controlled beast variant orb, as well as a universal reduction orb. So let's go through all the orbs, guys, right now. All right, here we go. We got S tier through A tier. All right, let's get it started with the beast M scaling orb. All right, so this is the orb for Minato 6-star. All right, it honestly makes Minato a lot better than he was before. However, unfortunately, Minato's starting damage and range and SP are so trash, it's easy C tier. Next up, we have the Bomba Orb. Honestly, guys, the Bomba Orb is really nice. Honestly, it's basically meta. If you guys, I recommend using it on Skeleton Artist if you don't want to use the Fire Rage Orb or Irwin. All right, so I definitely recommend it for that. Definitely a great orb, guys. Pretty much for every single game mode, but it's not the best. Next up, we have the Cost Orb. I'm gonna give the Cost Orb A tier. It's not necessarily the most useful. It's nice for story mode. All right, but again, the initial cost by $100 isn't the greatest thing in the world. But again, if you take a look though, that makes this Naruto cost only $300, which is actually pretty freaking cheap. So depending on what you do, it's actually a pretty good look. Next up, guys, S tier Fire Rage Orb. Basically the best orb in the game. Initial damage 100%. Freaking insane, man. All right, so basically that makes Naruto do 36,000 damage and he only costs 400 bucks. That's insane. It makes Sasuke do 8,000 damage plus his 20x bleed. Oh my gosh, bro, he's doing like, oh, I don't even want to know how much damage this dude do. Oh my goodness, bro. Let's just do the math real quick. All right, 8,000 times 2 for Fire Rage Orb times 20 for Flames. 320,000 damage, guys, with no buff. With no buff. Factor in the buff as well. 1.1 million damage on placement. What the frick? Hey, yo. Hey, yo. All right, next up we have the Golden F Scaling Orb. I'm gonna give this one B tier. It is a decent orb for a lot of raid modes. Basically it makes Golden Frieza. Oh, I don't have one anymore. Oh, I forgot. Basically it makes Golden Frieza completely cracked out of his mind. All right, unfortunately I had to feed him to make metal cooler, but you know, it's actually a very solid orb, guys, and it's free from trial 1, so you might as well go for it. Next up we got Mirror Orb, guys. Bro, I don't know though. I haven't tried it on the new aces. Maybe we should maybe I'll do that video later. All right, it says requires Spade, so technically, guys, I mean, I don't see why it wouldn't work. I don't know if they would have patched that by now, but his name is Spade Furious and it just says Spade, so hey, maybe a new video coming soon. I don't know. Anyways, I'm pretty sure it doesn't work the F tier. All right, next up, guys, we have the Lightning Breath Orb. All right, trash as well. Again, however, though, to be honest, I don't know what his name is. Zenitsu? Is it still Zenitsu? I don't know if I have him. Well, anyways, he is maybe getting a 7-star, so we'll see how that orb comes into play. Next up, guys, Gogeta Orb. Just skip this orb. All right, they just disrespected Gogeta way too much. I don't understand. They literally buff Vegito. All right, so they buff Vegito with the earrings, but for some reason they didn't buff Gogeta. I don't understand it. Death Orb, honestly, it used to be meta for damage farming, but now there's so many better. Honestly, guys, F tier, bro. Like, don't even use this orb. There's just so many better ways to damage farm. All right, especially this guy right here. Like, honestly. And I'm pretty sure it's actually cheaper than Light Yagami. So honestly, there's almost no situation where you would even use Light Yagami anymore. So unfortunately, guys, Death Orb kind of doo-doo. And it also costs a ridiculous amount of gems. Like, if we take a look, it costs 6,666 gems. That's basically a 6-star from the World 2 banner. I mean, I can actually craft it. That's actually really funny. Oh my gosh. Dang, I got a lot of materials. All right, next orb we got this one right here, guys, the Mihawk orb. Again, I'm gonna have to put this in the past here. Yeah, don't really waste your gems on it. It's not the hardest orb to get, but nobody really uses Zoro 5-star. Again, it's not the 6-star it works on, it's the 5-star. All right, hard pass. Path orb, honestly, guys, Path orb is meta now for the Diavolo raid. And honestly, guys, the path is low-key cracked. Apparently, they made him so cracked they actually added him to the World 2 banner, which is pretty freaking insane if you ask me. So he's actually really good for some raids, and overall great raid mode story unit. All right, Snow Orb for Rukia. Again, it's not the worst orb in the world, but nobody uses her for freeze anyway, so like I don't really get it. Next up, guys, we have the Blue Eye Orb. What the Blue Eye Orb does, pretty much, again, honestly, I would probably say this is the best orb in the game. Initial range 30%. You throw that on a bad boy like Broly, like, bruh, that full AoE madness plus 30% range on 60. Throw that on our boy Blue Vegu too. Like, come on, man, freaking insane orb. Definitely, honestly, I'd probably say the best orb in the game. All right, I think it's like the Whitebeard orb, pass. Majin Buu orb, pass. Vegito did get a pretty nice spicy buff, guys, so we're gonna get both the earrings beats here. Again, though, the earrings aren't necessarily the cheapest things in the world, so be careful, guys, when spending your gems. They don't cost too much, guys, but I mean, honestly, orb materials are pretty easy to get. You can pretty much auto farm these guys. There's definitely like an AFK method you can use. All right, this orb's trash. All right, Luffy orb, honestly, Luffy did get a pretty nice buff, but he's not like he's still kind of worthless. All right, next up, guys, we have the Trunks orb. Again, this is definitely not even a hard pass. This is a solid, like, don't even worry about it. The Gon orb, it used to actually work, guys, with Gon 6-star, but they did patch that, so now it no longer works, unfortunately. So it is what it is there, guys, and unfortunately this guy isn't even that great anymore. All right, next up, guys, we have the Moon orb. The Moon orb, again, I'm gonna have to put it in the doo-doo tier. Actually, honestly, maybe we should add like another tier. Like, please skip this orb, guys. I'm gonna get a lot for hate for some of these, but please, guys, there's just better units out there. Rose orb, when would you freaking use this trash orb? There's 5 stars better than this guy with the orb. Like, come on, man. Dark spiritual orb, definitely really good for infinite mode. Highly recommended. All right, Giorno orb, again, it doesn't really add a whole lot of extra damage, but it's kind of like a why not. So if you're bringing Giorno, why not do extra free damage? You know, maybe it'll make the difference. I don't know. Broly orb, again, we have Broly 7-star now. Broly ain't really gonna get another buff, so pass. This orb, trash. Law orb, it is meta, guys. Very useful for leaderboards. I will show you what that does again real quick. All right, it's called the Operator Orb. 8 more enemies. This is big, guys. You definitely want this. Honestly, it's even useful for raid modes too, so I definitely highly recommend that one. All right, this orb, guys, trash. Godheart orb, trash. This orb, trash. This orb, trash. He doesn't have AM element. Trash. Prey Eye orb, very good orb. I'm gonna say definitely the best orb in the A tier. It's not quite S tier, but it's close. It's basically a hybrid of all 3 orbs, so it's actually pretty spicy, but it's honestly not really that useful. The only thing useful from it is really the range buff, in my opinion, especially since we have like the other orbs. All right, Blackbeard orb is cracked out as well. It basically makes Blackbeard a freaking beast. So honestly, I'd probably put this orb like maybe even here. Like, honestly, I think it's right next to the Blue Eye orb. It's even better than the Fire Rage orb. How you get this one is from random boss rush on the new map. I don't remember what this orb is, but I know it's trash. All right, Freezing orb, it makes her a decent unit for raid mode, but I haven't gotten her ability to work, so I think it might be bugged. All right, then we got the Naruto orbs. All right, I'm gonna have to give the Naruto orbs solid A tier. They're really useful. Maybe leaderboards, but I don't really feel like they're going to be leaderboards soon. So they're nice to have now, but like they're definitely no longer going to be meta after like a month or two. And then we have the universal reduction orb, which is basically just a budget version of the cost orb. It works better on some units because it's a 15%, but like all the units people would use it on, it's not that great for. Like, who would you even give it to? So it's a good orb, but I just don't feel it's kind of like a non-factor. The only one that it's cool with is Gilgamesh. All right, like, because it reduces his $10 million cost to 8.5 million, which is actually sort of useful. So we'll give it some credit. So there you go, guys. There's the orb tier list. Let me know what you guys think about it down below in the comment section, and I'll catch you on the next one. But make sure you guys hit the subscribe button for our 300k co unit, and peace.